Shortcut gonna pull you through blood, sweat, tears underneath this head. Everything I got, yeah, I earned all that from the gravel roads to the bright neon lights. I kept on pushing through the longest nights. When the dust settles, you'll see what I'm talking about. Hard work pays off, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. I stayed 10 toes when the pressure got heavy. Never hit the brakes, kept the foot on steady. Small town roots with a big time vision. Built my own lane, made my own decision. Clocked in early, clocked out late. Now the whole crew.
Hi, welcome back. Well, can you guess what we're doing? Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. We're starting our fall seeds, and I'm so excited. Fall is the best time for me personally to grow. I fight less pests. I have a science down pat when it comes to frost and protecting my plants. I grow such better tasting vegetables. And there's just so many things that I love about it. I love my broccoli and my collards and my mustards. I love my Swiss chard and my beans and my carrots. I'm looking forward to growing all of them. And for the first time, because you know me, usually my garden is chaos. There's no planning to it. But this year I'm actually excited because I mapped it out. Am I as organized as some of the professional gardeners? No. But I did draw out my beds and label everything. Yes, I know. The other ones, they have planners and they have books and they have spreadsheets and computer versions. But for this, taking a step up to this and not doing the chaos garden, this one actually works for me. So let's sow some seeds. Whole thing. So I celebrated my birthday a week ago, last Tuesday, and someone who knew I like gardening bought me this. And these are just these cute little signs that say just a lot of different sayings. And I can't wait to add those to my raised beds and also put them in my pots. Feeling cute, might die later. Sorry, you guys. I wet my plants. And let's see. I do, goodness, you really packed them in here. I do think that they're, oh, look at that one. Oh, please save me. Yeah, this is what my plants are saying this summer. They're all saying, please save me. Save me from this excruciating sun and heat. I wet my plants. Over dramatic. This is definitely my greens right now. You grow girl, pour me a drink. I love these, and this may be my new excitement. And so I think what I will do is, I think maybe I will put the same types of seeds in each row so that I only actually have to use only one sign per row. And I'm actually going to drop 2 seeds, maybe 3 in that one, in each hole, just in case they don't make it. So this first one, that is the ground cherry. That is something that is new to me. I also plan to order some kohlrabi seeds. I've seen other people growing kohlrabi. I've never had it. Of course, I had to Google it when I saw it was so popular in other places. And supposedly it is kind of like cabbage, but it has a sweetness to it. I did order the purple kohlrabi, and I think too that it will add some color to my garden. So this row is actually my first row being all ground cherry. And then later, I'm just going to mist the top of this because the soil is actually pretty moist already. And there's my first row. There's our ground cherries. I also don't know if you all remember, but I don't just start seeds for myself. I have an aunt that's a gardener, and I usually start seeds for her. I have a nephew, and I start seeds for him. They don't necessarily eat all of the things that I plant or want all of the things that I plant. So some of these I'll actually end up with 2 rows of something because I'll have to give them some plants. I also have a fiance that is a gardener as well. This is spinach, so I think I'm gonna do 2 rows of spinach. And he doesn't necessarily want everything. He's definitely more of a fruit tree grower. He also grows things like sugarcane and apples and bananas and things like that. But he did grow greens last year. So sometimes I will grow extra for him, but he is a salad person. So the seeds that I just dropped are all spinach seeds. And I sowed 6 trays of those. So I will keep 2 for myself, send 1 to my nephew because he doesn't really eat celery, but my brother does. And I'll give 2 to my fiance and then 2 to my aunt. So that works out perfectly. And then for this last one, I'm going to use that for the red romaine. And I'm not going to sow much of that because I also have, as I mentioned earlier, I have some other types of lettuce coming tomorrow. And you know me, I only have very small space for the growing. So I want to be able to grow for my salads. I do. I like romaine. I like arugula. What was that? What was that? That was red romaine. Okay. Sorry, you guys. When I'm eating wraps or just doing some other dishes. So I think I will probably sow more of that than the red romaine. I kind of just hit that with when I have a regular just salad going on. And I may do another row because my brother is really big into salads. So I may actually give an entire row to my nephew, but we'll circle back and we will see what I have left over. Tell me, are any of you that are watching, do you have gardens? Have you started a garden? Have you thought about starting a garden, but there's hesitation because you don't know if you want to keep up with it, or you're like, I am not an outdoor person, or maybe like me, I am deathly afraid of snakes and want no part of snakes. So it did take me a little bit before I committed to gardening. But I also realized that the cost of everything is going up so much right now. And also, along with that, I've noticed more in the last couple of weeks, a lot of our foods are being recalled for different bacteria or illnesses, unhealthy conditions, or even too much. What was that? That was kale, which we eat a lot of kale. I love kale. We put it in everything along with salads. We cook it in everything. I put it in soups. I put it in my eggs. Kale is almost a daily staple in my diet. I paid almost $6 for 3 apples, which I think right now it's ridiculous. And a lot of things right now in the grocery stores have been just increasingly going up, and pretty soon we will be phased out and no one will be able to buy food. I think this last one, since I am doing a lot of the leafy type lettuces and vegetables. This last sale, I think I'm going to do the bright lights of the Swiss chard and get that out of the way, which, well, looks like I'll be ordering more Swiss chard seeds because there's nothing in that one. That one's actually empty, which sucks because I love Swiss chard. Have you ever had ground cherries, or have you guys ever heard of them? I heard that they're in the tomato family and they taste like a sweet vanilla pineapple taste in the beginning, and then the aftertaste is one that definitely resembles a tomato, which I think is really weird. And for the texture, people have been saying that the texture is kind of like one of a not so ripe blueberry. So while I put you guys on pause, I went ahead and filled a couple of trays because you guys know what sowing seed entail, and I'm sure you do not want to sit here and watch me sow all of these seeds. I have, oh, my pen stopped working and I also ran out of tabs, so I have to use these tabs. But while I went looking around, I found also this little shovel. I remember I had that. And then I also found some loose leaf lettuce seeds. So I am going to sow some of that type of lettuce. It looks like I may end up with just a whole, just huge variety of different types of lettuce, but that's okay. Again, I rather grow it as it gets cooler and have enough or be able to share with friends. Ultimately, I have this goal where, yes, this year I wanted to grow at least 35% of what my family eats. But then, in addition to that, I hope to one of these seasons, and I'm hoping that it be the fall, because I'm definitely one who likes to entertain at her house. And I have a few girlfriends, and typically we'll go out for coffee or lunch or an early dinner. But I also wanted to make my backyard just a small sanctuary with all type of beautiful plants, both edible and just ones that are pretty to the eye. Um, loose leaf lettuce. And I've always had this thing since I started gardening where I want to be able to have quite a bit of overflow. Now, overflow to feed the world, I know I can't do that, but at least enough overflow to set up kind of like a farmer's market in my backyard, open up my patio to some of my close friends, and have them be able to shop for fruit and produce at definitely a cheaper rate than what they would find in the grocery store or at any other local market. That is one of the things that I really want to do. It's my goal. And I think, well, I had seeds, but apparently this was open at both ends, so I lost them. We will just put that one in there. And I'll just have one chocolate pepper, apparently. And I'll forget. So this is where the chaos start because I'm not going to make a sign just for this one cell. It'll be one of those surprise plants and we'll figure it out. I don't know. Oh, I've also been, if you looked at some of my shorts, been learning how to make different types of bread that I've been really excited about. Um, I've been making seasonings with some of my herbs as I dry them out in my dehydrator. And then I also recently purchased the bags, the special bags where I can now suck all of the air out of them and store them a lot longer, one of the vacuum sealers. And I've been testing that out. I do like the one that I have. And so just imagine with me here, like fall weather, crisp air, not too cool, but still cool enough for you to have just like a little hot chocolate going, maybe some mimosas out, and then all of a sudden you have your best girlfriends coming over and you have this table set out, whole spread right here. Let me do a turn. So, uh, sorry, you guys. So you have all your girlfriends over and they're in your patio. You have a light fire lit in the fire pit and they are just shopping your breads, your seasoning, your peppers, and then they go to all of your fresh fruits and vegetables that are organic for a little bit of nothing. And they are not peeling. They are just piling their little shopping bags that you gave them with all of this produce. And you know that you're just doing something that feels so amazing to you. Oh, and trust me, I visualize this and I'm one that I like to do little by little to put it in the works. So let me show you. You guys, I have even ordered my grocery bags that came with thank you stickers, and I've ordered my bread bags. So my bread bags, of course, have windows. We're definitely going paper. Just I do my part to recycle and save. And I even had my stickers made for the bag. Look at that. Cars Organic Market, fresh and local. I'm excited. I'm telling you, I'm planning. It's going to happen. And I want it to happen this fall. I want to grow so many things and I want to share it with so many people. Oh, you did great tonight. Thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with me on this journey. Remember, it doesn't matter how big or how little of a space you have. Everyone can grow. All it takes is you sowing a seed. And I appreciate you being on this journey with me. Thank you so much for joining. And until next time, just kidding. I forgot to tell you guys. I planted some little onions, and out of the whole bunch, I think it was maybe about 20 that I sowed, I only got one. And this one little one was growing so good, but with all of the rain actually washed all my soil away. So this one was exposed and I left it because it was still hanging on by the root. And I was like, oh, well, let's just see. And I did recover it. It just washed away again. And this time it actually loosened the roots. So out of 14, this is what I have. But I also, the one collard plant that is out front, I had to do a harvest because it was leaning and it was actually very top heavy. And I do want to show you guys the harvest that I managed to get from it. I am so excited to get this huge bunch. I have not washed them, but it is such a nice size and they're all so pretty and healthy. I'm actually not going to eat these. I have put them in a bag and I'm going to take them to my aunt. I actually have frozen quite a few, and right now I'm not eating as much as I usually eat. I think I may be all collared out for right now, so I'm going to take a break. But it is a pleasure of mine to be able to share them with her. Now, seriously, for now, that is all, and I look forward to seeing you next time.